Hello everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and we are unboxing today the Starseed Oracle, a 53 card deck and guidebook by Hay House, or published by Hay House, but it is Rebecca Campbell's deck and the artwork is by Danielle Noel. So there you go. Sorry for the glare. I've still got the plastic wrapping on it, and I pre-cut it here on one end. Here we go, this end, to kind of save us some time, right? Because you know I need all the time to discuss everything else. So I have to say, now first of all, you all know that I'm in a depth year. However, there were decks that I had pre-ordered or had on my wish list, or usually in my case both, from 2019, and I said for my guidelines that I would allow for those decks to come on through. I'm not going to try to stop the decks. They're going to come, and that'll be good. It'll kind of help me fill that void of, sadness for not outright purchasing new decks. And I'm hoping that I do so well in 2020 that it carries into a no-buy 2021, but we'll see how I do. But I knew I was going to want the Starseed Oracle for a long time. It was on my wish list for a long time. It was on pre-order for a long time. And then I went back and forth, waffled on whether or not I wanted to get it towards the end, because I have Rebecca Campbell's and artwork by Danielle Noel's The Work Your Light Oracle. So I have that deck already. But here's the thing. I rarely ever use this deck for readings for others. I usually use this deck for readings for myself, for readings for my husband. For some reason, this deck seems to love my husband. The readings that I do for myself, I could just do 1 to 3 card draws for myself with this deck, but for my husband, I use it in conjunction with the Moon Child. And this is for me, a match made in heaven. And it always gives the most poignant, resonant readings for my husband. And for me, they're cool, but not as robust as they are for my husband. It's just crazy. I have certain decks that I know that the messages are not for me, they're for him. But he's not a reader or anything like that. So I have to deliver him the messages in ways that it's not babe, I did a tarot card reading and it said this. It's more I just kind of babe, I was thinking about this, and, this is what I'm thinking. And then he'd be like, huh? Where'd that come from? And then sometimes I fess up it's related to the cards, and sometimes I don't. Okay, hold on. Taking a sip. Okay, so we've got the Starseed. I took this wrap off. We have this box here, and I know that there's a purpose for this particular box, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if we play around with that in a moment. But, you can have it upright like this. You can have it there. And it says, your heart is your portal. Try to make it where you can see it. So I'll just kind of stick that to the side over here. And this is really nice. Really cute. Your heart, it just says it again. Your heart is your portal. And then we have the guidebook, which is matte kind of finish. Nice. As is the box. As is the cards. Really nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. Here's the thing. I love this deck, but I don't use it often because I use it for readings for myself, for my husband, like I mentioned before, which is not very often. It's usually when I want to ponder something kind of big going on in our life. So I use it then, but I was I really want a deck that I use kind of along the same vein. That's Danielle Noel creation, but I want to be able to use it for readings for others. And I just never really took off with readings for others with the Work Your Light Oracle. Although I've used the Moonchild Oracle on a few occasions in readings for clients. But generally, the Moonchild and the Work Your Light has been for readings for me and my loved ones, to be honest. So there's that. Here's the backs. Let's look at those backs for a minute. It's really pretty. Light, airy. The Moonchild and the Starchild. I don't have any Starchild decks, tarot decks, by Danielle Noel. The only deck I have that's indie from her is the Moonchild. But the Starchild feels very airy to me, and as is I feel some earth elements with the Moonchild, but mostly I still feel air. Air. Sorry. I just love the backs so much. I don't know why. Yeah, loving that. Okay. Typical Hay House cardstock. So that's what you can expect from a Hay House deck. They're moving away from the glossy stuff and, definitely embracing a more matte finish or really trying to hear out their customers clearly. And they also don't do gilding, which I appreciate. It's just like, let the gilding go. If you can't do gilding in a very high-end kind of way with like how indie decks do it, then just don't. That's how I feel. Oh, look at that. It's so kind of like, it's just really pretty. I don't know. I like it a lot. All right. So let's go through the cards. And I may at times I'm going to talk a little bit about the Work Your Life. So this might be a little bit of a longer video than I really wanted to do, but I have a couple of things that kind of bug me about this deck that I'm hoping will not be found in this deck. Like, I love, it's like I'm not ever opposed to like Christian references, but sometimes there was a lot of overt Christian references, and not all of my clients, and that's probably why I don't read this deck for others. Not all my clients are of Christian faith. Some are just, agnostic, or they might be atheist, or whatever they may be. And so I was always a little hesitant to use this deck. So for others, I should say, for myself, that's fine. But so there's that about it, but there's also a couple of other things. We'll go through some of the cards too in a moment. Here's a new earth. It says, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. I feel like this deck, from what I've seen from other people's flip throughs, that Rebecca really got more of a handle on her keywords and key phrases or key statements. I really feel like it's like tightened up a bit and feels a little more cohesive, and it's not super all the way out there. Because sometimes, I would hesitate to read with the Work Your Light because some of the cards were like, and then some of them were really cool. So, yeah. Here's Activated Earth, Power Places, Ley Lines, Trust Where You're Led. I love that. Love that. And I wondered too, guys, if I should even have gotten this deck and even wanted it, because I already had the Work Your Light. But when I started to watch flip throughs, I realized this deck really does feel different than the Work Your Light. And I was like, well, if I don't really like the Work Your Light, I can sell it at my local, little indie bookshop. I can sell it there. They love my little decks that I bring by. Not everyone's bringing Work Your Light, but I'm going to keep Work Your Light because I realized, even as I was getting ready to do this video, that it's a deck that I can use still. So, all paths lead home. inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. I love that. I love the message. I love the image. You could get lost in this. I think I love these images definitely more than, the Work Your Light Oracle is gorgeous. I mean, the backing is gorgeous to me. They didn't have this is a more glossier kind of book, but I mean, matte images, but here's dance, which could represent movement. I mean, look at that, gorgeous. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open is happening for you, not you. And I'm going to keep this to the side because there's a cracked card in here somewhere. Then we have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hit, Soul Tribe. Okay, so I'm not going to show you all of these because I've done an unboxing of this deck. You're already doing it. So some of the messages are great. Transformation. That's something we all can identify with. Dance even you can identify with, as in don't dim to fit in. Play. Warrior woman, but then we start getting into Starseed, Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided, Lemuria, which I like because I love the whole legend of Lemuria, but not everyone understands that or really wants to know about that. Here's something clear-cut, boundaries. But then we go back to Priestess, and I can work with like my references for tarot, Pillar of Light. Star Mother, very looking like much like, Mary, right? And then there's some other references to like Jesus in there. And there's some that are, so I really feel like there is a need for the deck for me in my collection, the Work Your Light. So if you're wondering if you should consider this deck or not, then, sorry, I'm just looking for the cards. I kind of want to do some comparisons. Where's that cracked open? Where's the ever unfolding flower, was it? Where is that? Where is that? There we go. Is that I want to talk about? We can address that question and issue. If you're wondering, should I even bother with getting it since I have the Work Your Light? Let's explore that question, shall we? Let's explore that. All right, so next up. So I just really am feeling the messages in both. I think we were in one of the Facebook groups and someone who I adore mentioned about combining the decks. And you guys know I'm all about combining decks. And I was like, I may consider doing that for these decks. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to intuitively go to where I need to with this deck. Baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Oh, I love that message. You could literally get lost in these images. I mean, they're just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. Big picture thinking. Pleiades energy. I can never pronounce that. Visionary, inspired ideas. So gorgeous. The blue flame. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. I love that. Micromanaging the universe. Like, don't do that. Just don't. You can do it. Free will. Do what you wish. However, it'll just kind of cause you a headache in the end. In some cases, we'll say. Called. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. The cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. That's pretty. Really pretty. The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Now, is it peony? Peony? It's a flower. Okay. And then you have the ever-unfolding rose. But then there's also a card in here. Oh, there it is, cracked open. So it's like a combo between these two, right? You have this flower, the courageous peony, cracked open. And then you have it here, the ever-unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Cracked open, rock bottom, just different. Surrender to the alchemy of life. I love that. The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. So even the two cracked open cards, there's quite the difference. There's quite the difference there. But similar. Deep cellular healing. Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Gorgeous. Double mission. Light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. Just be you. Gorgeous. Oh, gorgeous. Earth pulsing. Pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. Oh, I love that. See, I just get this sense, like, at first I was like, I want to combine these decks, and maybe I will. We'll see. And maybe I will like separate them from time to time. But I really feel like I can use this deck for readings for others for some reason. I'm just being called to really maybe just try it, dive into this, head first and see where it goes. I usually am very cautious about entering new decks into my reading repertoire for my paid clients. I'm very I like to go to my tried and true decks that I consult often, and not new decks, but I have a feeling about this one. Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. It's pretty. Okay, this one, come on. Earth. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. I like that a lot. Is that pretty? Oh my God. They really did a gorgeous job. Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. This is one of the cards that I was like, yeah, I really enjoy this, because how often do we absorb what's not ours? I mean, on a daily freaking basis, especially as an empath, So it's like this card could be like warning others, like, hey, be careful. It looks like you're absorbing others' energies. You gotta stop it. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposite extremes of life. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Oh my goodness. I love that. Oh my goodness. And I got this deck through Barnes & Nobles. They have a coupon code. So I suggest that check out their website, because they usually just put the coupon codes at the top of their header. And I saved quite a bit. I mean, it was like, I think ultimately I pay like just a little over $18 US dollars for it. The Golden Children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. it feels so expensive for what I paid, I think. It retails for $24.99, but I don't know. You can snap up a deal with this. I'm sure any, of the major sellers. The Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So gorgeous. Oh, Harriet, longing for home, homesick for the stars. Now I will have to say, y'all, as far as Starseed, or like the Starseed idea, I only know a little bit of it, so I can't say yay or nay to it, honestly. I just, it seems intriguing, and it seems like something, like we all have our own personal beliefs, so it seems like something I could possibly, research and learn more about, but I don't know much about it, so I'm not going to really use this deck for any starseed purposes, if you will. I'm going to use it for predictive and prescriptive type readings. I remember Soul Plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Another card that enticed me to go ahead and just say yes. I'm sorry. Defensiveness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. I love this card. And I think it's important to include in readings, because how often do we need to recognize either that someone probably needs to apologize to us, or more importantly, that we need to say I'm sorry to ourselves or to others. And so I thought this was an awesome card to add to a deck. I applaud the deck creator for that. Okay. Inner Earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. This deck is so good. There are some oracles, and the Work Your Light is one of them, and I anticipate this would be one as well, that you could just use this deck to do a reading and get a lot of information from it about your past, present, and future, and about what you need to do to help heal a situation or help you feel better about a situation. Jump in. Andromedin, I can never pronounce it. Andromedin, oh my God, energy, adventure. Say yes to change. That's the main thing, right? Say yes to change. Jump in. I love that. Look, she's jumping into the eye of the universe. Oh, I love this so much. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. OMG, it's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. Anything unaligned must go. Yes, clear message. Don't need a guidebook. You can go on and on about this, right? I mean, amazing. The image just feels so like you just want to fall into it. Oh my goodness. Loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Oh, I love that. Lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Messenger, Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. Messenger. Oh my God, this is probably going to be one of my favorites. You just have an instant love connection with the deck, and you don't know why. And you're like, okay, what's happening here? I'm falling in love quickly. What's happening? That's what I'm having with this deck right now. I'm having this moment. Perspective. This is another card that was like, yes, get this deck. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Isn't that amazing? How often do we need to hear that and see that, right? Probably often. I know I do. Perspective. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards. Wild card. The seas of Mintaka. Seeing potential. Bringing unconsciousness to light. The Seven Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expressions. Star Ancestors, Hidden Secrets, Lost Wisdom, Look a Little Deeper. Star Bathing, Light Body, Crystal Grid, Transmission, Activation. It's cool, like a little Reiki session going on right there. It's really cool. Star Brothers, Horus Energy, Protection, Loyalty, Safety, Trust. I think it's one of the few, if not the only, male representation in this deck. That would be probably the only gentle feedback. I don't even want to say criticism, but you know, it's like, I appreciate the deck as it is. I think it's beautiful. I think it's great. I know some people complained, and perhaps maybe rightfully so, that there's, you know, not that much male representation. Although I don't know if I get a totally feminine vibe from it overall, just if that's any consolation. But the images are lovely, so it's kind of like, oh, you know. Star Family, you're part of a team of souls. Call in your support. Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor, see the light by staying grounded. Try to stay grounded. Surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Make love to life. I love that. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Oh my gosh, I love that. Look at that. You have a woman standing here, and then she's there, and then she's right there. It's quite beautiful. The void. Stop. Embrace winter. Great cosmic wound. What a powerful message. Wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. Water your garden. Nourishment. Body care. Tenderness and rest. Super important message to receive as well. We, the Hathors. Deep love. Mother's milk. Birth as a portal. Interesting. Weight of the world. Boundaries. Let go. It's not yours to carry. So this is the boundaries card in this deck, versus where the work your life has boundaries as a card spelled out as the main keyword. Well and Orca elders. Share your song. Frequency of sound. Diving deep. Almost done here. You've got the love. Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. So another card addressing boundaries. But codependency as well, which I think is important. This deck, I mean, of course it probably lends itself to certain types of readings, but it definitely can be a general kind of oracle reading deck. So there's that. You could probably use it for relationships, but I really get a sense you can use it for general readings. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. I love that. I love that. I know I'm not for everyone, and that's okay. Your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, creative accountability. Lovely. Okay. All right. So let's just see if we can get a card to read from the guidebook. Oh, it just shuffles like such a dream. I was trying to see. So, weight of the world. Oh, there's two cards here. And we the Hathors. Now, I kind of want to just do weight of the world and not we the Hathors. Let's see. I think it's in alphabetical order, which I appreciate. I appreciate that quite a bit. Makes it easier to find. I hate sometimes when the guidebook is all broken down by their own system, which is fine because it's its own system, but still it helps when it's in alphabetical order. You don't need to carry it all, the card says. You're no good to anyone if you're running on empty and bogged down by the weight of the world. This card is a reminder to look after your own well-being before anyone else's, to stop carrying the world's problems on your shoulders, to put on your own oxygen mask first. In these changing times, it's hard not to feel overwhelmed by the state of the planet. However, you can't take on its problems from a place of energetic depletion. This card is thanking you for caring so much. You want to build a better world and ease the road for others, and that's incredible. But the way you've been doing so is likely unsustainable. This isn't to say you should switch off to the world's problems and become unconscious. Rather, it's a call to establish clear boundaries so you're not constantly taken out energetically. The planet needs you to be healthy, both physically and emotionally. So instead of digesting the news or reaching for your phone as soon as you wake up, show up first to a nourishing practice such as meditation, soul inquiry, deep breathing, or exercising in nature. Once you're in a state of grace, your inner well is full. You can face the day, the state of the world, and care for others. And at the end of the day's end, take an energetic shower by emptying out anything that's not yours to carry. You can pick up again the next morning if you so choose, but give yourself time and space to rejuvenate and rest. And the starseed soul isn't even yours. Love that. Love that so much. So much. I really like the messages in this book. It's a little slightly thicker than its predecessor, the Work Your Light. And the Work Your Light, I love this card in this book. Yes. Love that. Not everyone appreciates it, but I do. And, similar format here. Key phrase and bonus phrase, and then the meaning, and then she had your Work Your Light message. And then you have the Starseed Soul Inquiry message. Similar black and white depiction here of the card. Love it. Yeah, guys, I really and just think I'm going to enjoy this deck quite a bit. I'm glad that I allowed for this transaction to go through, and I've been really trying to be diligent about not adding to my collection in 2020, but I've already had decks coming to me, so that's what it is. I could have stopped it, I'm sure, but I didn't. So anyways, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you, new and old viewers alike. Especially, I'm giving out love to my subscribers. So much love to you. And I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.